What you guys got, another video here for you. Windows remembers every USB device you've ever plugged into your computer. So yes, Windows keeps a permanent registry entry for flash drives, phones, cameras, keyboards, webcams, anything that is a USB device that you've ever plugged in to that PC, and even after you've ejected it, it still leaves traces of that particular device inside the registry. So this is one of the many types of activities that Microsoft or Windows likes to keep records of. So let's go ahead and navigate to the first location where we can take a look at what Microsoft or Windows is actually doing with your Windows-based system. So we're going to go to HKey Local Machine, then System, then Current Control Set, then go down to enum and then USB. Inside here, this is where all of your USB devices are stored, including peripherals. So everything you plugged in will be stored here. So anytime you plug in a new USB device into that computer, Windows will install the drivers that are needed for that device to run properly on that PC. Once it's installed, it will create a permanent record for that particular device that you've just plugged into the computer. And you can see there's a big long list right here of IDs. And these are vendor IDs, VIDs. They also use PIDs, which are product IDs. And they generally use a mixture of PIDs and VIDs. And you can see it does give quite a bit of information when you're looking through all of these locations here. Now, some of these devices I don't use anymore, but they will still be stored on this operating system until I do a complete fresh install of Windows, and they will suddenly disappear. Now we've gone to the directory USBSTOR. This is your storage devices, flash drives, external hard drives, etc. You may see SanDisk or Western Digital and Western Digital Elements and other ones like My Passport. These are devices that I've plugged in to this computer, and it keeps a record and a log of all those devices that you've plugged in. And if we look closely, we can see that it has a friendly name, and it's called SanDisk Ultra USB 3.0 USB device. They've also got a hardware ID, which is for that particular hardware. We also have some other information on here as well. And we also have the container ID. And like I said before, this is not just for USB flash drives. This could be for keyboard, mice. This could be for any particular USB device that you've plugged into the PC. Here is one right here for a Western Digital Elements. This is an external hard drive that I've plugged in, and it's basically stored all of that information right there. We also have other ones right here as well, and that also gives us a friendly name and a bunch of other information like IDs, hardware IDs, and now we can see there's one right here, Western Digital My Passport. This is a small 5 terabyte external hard drive that you plug in, and yes, it's give us all the information that we need about that device right here. So this is just one location that you can look in the registry, and this will disclose all the information about each of those devices that you've plugged in to the PC. Let's go to the next location, which I want to show you here. And you'll see right here, if we go to the mounted devices, now this location is for drive letter assignments. This is basically a place where every single device needs a drive letter, and it's assigned in this location right here. So you'll see we got C, D, and E. These are the disk drives that it's found. Next, we can go to the next location, and the next location is going to be in the device containers. Now this is going to be where all your group meta across related device components are stored, and there's quite a lot of them. So let me just quickly go in here and open this up, and you'll see there's a big long list of stuff in here. So this is pretty much all of the stuff here. Now it is quite difficult to actually understand a lot of this stuff, but I will show you a piece of software that you can use to actually see all the information you might need for every single USB device that you've plugged in there. This will be all your serial numbers and everything else that you have for that particular device, even firmware ID and loads of other useful information. Let's go and take a look at Neurosoft software. It's called USBDeview. You can see right here, it gives you all the information that you will need about that system. So let's go ahead and download the software And it's a portable application. You don't need to install it. So I'm going to open this up and extract it into a downloads folder right here. And what we'll do is double click on the execution file. And there we go. The software is now open. And you'll see that we have green and red and black. The green ones are obviously in use, and obviously the ones that are turned off might be grayed out here. So let's take a look at some of the actual devices that we have here. Let's take a look at this one right here. We can see G502 Hero Gaming Mouse. This is the mouse I have plugged into this computer. Device type, it says unknown. It says connected, yes. It also gives us the safe to unplug. It says yes, it's compatible with that. We also have disable no and USB hub no. And then it gives us the serial number of that actual mouse. We also have the registry time and registry time 1 and 2. So you've even got timestamps here as well. And we've got the vendor ID, and we also have the product ID and the firmware revision right here as well. And we can also see there's some other information on here as well. Let me just pull this back so you can see. So this will be quite useful if you want to find out all the information about a particular USB device. Maybe it's not functioning properly, or maybe you just need more information about it. You can use this software to be able to do that. And we also have here the parent ID prefix, and we also have the service name, and then we have the service description, the driver file name right here, which is what it uses. And then we go down to some other information. It gives us the friendly name, and it also gives us the USB version. And we can come down here and look at some other information like driver version, driver description, gives us the instance ID as well. Now, of course, you can right click on here and it will give you the right click context menu with loads of other information. You could disable the selected device. You can also open the drive, open up in the registry editor as well, and it will take you directly to that location, which makes it a lot easier to find things in the registry. And then this will give you all the information you need inside the registry editor, and it gives you the path there as well. So really useful little tool, and really useful to understand what these USB devices are. So some useful information here like device name, serial number, last plugged in and an unplugged date. This is the most recent connection timestamp that you use when you plugged in and unplugged that device. And also, again, you've got the connected, whether the device has been currently in use and plugged in. You've got the drive letter and loads of other useful information right here. And there's also some buttons up the very top here. We can save this information. You've got disabled a selected device, enabled a selected device, and we also got refresh, copy selected, and properties. You can click on this and it will open up a nice little window, then give you a breakdown of all of that information that we just talked about, which is going to be very useful for troubleshooting and also finding where this device is located. And you can see this one is the Xbox 360 controller for Windows, and you will be able to troubleshoot this device. You've got the registry time right here, and we also have some other information as well. And this information could be quite useful for data recovery and other scenarios that you might be facing with that computer. So I do believe that it's quite useful. There's going to be the odd person, I reckon, in the comments section that's going to think that this is a major privacy concern because it's keeping logs and records of every single time you plug in a device and unplug it, and it's giving you timestamps and information like that that's being stored. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, what you think of this particular information. I do believe that it's quite useful for PC repair techs or even IT support technicians and things like that. It's going to be quite useful. And even maybe you're a home user and you wanted to know more about this sort of stuff, it is quite useful. Obviously, there's going to be a downside for all of this information because some people are very private and they don't want this information being stored. But again, like I said before, it's been around for a very, very long time. It's always been here, and it's probably going to be here for the foreseeable future. So it is quite useful. But again, should you be worried about it? Well, probably not really. But there's going to be people that are going to be worried about it, and there'll be people looking to remove this information. Anyway, I think that's going to be about it. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. My name has been Brian from BritecComputers.co.uk. Also, just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support, and I shall catch you in the next video, or I'll see you on the Discord server. The link is in the video description. Bye for now.